Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your weekend guidance tarot reading. This message will be for October 4th through the 6th, and we'll have an intention for this weekend. If you find the message resonates or is helpful for your situation, please feel free to like the video or comment below. All the love and support is very much appreciated here on the channel and has helped the growth of the channel immensely, so thank you guys so much for that. Also, if you would like future messages, you can feel free to subscribe to the channel. Everyone's always welcome here, and I upload messages daily. As well as, if you're interested in booking a personal reading, the information is in the description box. Not for you. Come to the edge. Time for a nap. So, Gemini. Not for you symbolizes that there's something that you are trying, or somebody that you are talking to or that's approaching you that is not for you. But never fret, because there are still lessons to be learned within this situation. Okay? Take some time, rest, rejuvenate, contemplate. Just take a step back from, I get the sense here that you may very well know what I'm talking about that is not for you. Take a step back from the situation, analyze your approach, also, listen to your intuition. I feel like that may be what the lesson is to be learned within this situation, is having more trust in that subconscious feeling, that Gemini cricket on your shoulder. So let's see what the tarot has to say about these trust issues, Gemini. Trusting yourself. Most important message for Gemini spirit. What does Gemini need to see? I am using the Modern Spellcaster Tarot. So, I get the sense that you are in this process of trying to change your perspective. Okay, we have the Hangman as the first card out. I feel like in the past, there's been a lot of heartache. There's been a lot of sadness, not knowing how to move forward. I feel like there's been a lot of times where you have tried to put yourself out there, try to put your trust in a partnership, in a relationship, in a business idea, and every time it's come up short. And I feel like you're trying to change your perspective about your approach to this, okay? Now, taking some time to go within. Hanged Man also symbolized waiting. In this deck, it's like freaking clad steel imprisonment. But I get the sense here that you will be in this stage of waiting until you heal all these wounds from the past. Okay? And There's this sense of really needing to work on self, okay? Understanding that there's something that you are still healing from, that you need. Your soul needs this rest. Your body, it's not your body anymore, Gemini, that needs this rest and rejuvenation. It's your soul. It's deeper than that. With all these cards that are coming out, I feel like this may very well be something along the lines of same situation, different face. And I feel like not everybody is having that same approach to your heart. And I feel like how you handle situations, how you respond to certain scenarios is blocking your blessings. Okay? It's not allowing, it's keeping you tied to the past. I feel like you may bring a lot of the past up in your circumstances. I'm actually going to put this Eight of Swords over here because I feel like that's what you're healing from. Okay? You're healing from your soul on fire. A lot of hurt, a lot of sorrow, a lot of sadness, anxiety, pain. Not knowing who to turn to, where to turn, how to trust. Trust issues. You're having a hard time trusting even yourself, Gemini, because of all of the situations that you've been through. And I get it. I understand, okay, completely, more than you would ever even know. But you also need to understand, Gemini, that in order to bring in this spiritual union, in order to bring in this soulmate connection, twin flame connection, forever partnership, you have to walk away from the sadness. You have to heal from the sadness of the past, okay? And focus on what brings you joy, what brings you passion, what makes you happy. What is it that Gemini truly wants out of life, out of relationships? How do you envision your partnership being? And get meticulous in the details. Don't spare any bullet point, any nut, any bolt, any screw. Don't spare anything. Okay? Get clear on what it is that you truly want out of your future, out of your situation, out of relationships. How do you envision your relationship being? I get the sense here that this is very burdening. The thought of going through this process, Gemini, is very heavy on you, okay? It's weighing heavy. But you need to go through this in order to bring in the completion of the cycle. In order to get past all of this sadness, sorrow, and move into the spiritual union, you have to go through this process of releasing the baggage, releasing the internal baggage, the emotional baggage of the past. And that's when these new opportunities are going to come in. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be an easy process. It will, however, be worth it. So, Gemini, let's get this fairy tarot out here for you. It's a process, and it's not easy. It is, however, worth it because you are happier in the end. Until you release these past traumas and work through these feelings. Okay, one thing that helped me when I was going through my self-discovery process, and I'm actually making videos and documents to be able to help people along their self-discovery journey. I'm in the process of that right now. But one thing that helped myself when I was going through my self-discovery journey, Gemini, was sitting down and writing a timeline. Writing a timeline of every memory that you have throughout your life. The good, the bad, the indifferent, whatever you can remember, all the way from the time you were born till now. I know it's going to be hard. I'm in my 30s, so it was hard for me. I did this in my 20s. I started my self-discovery journey in my 20s. And when I first did this, I was actually in therapy with, it's called cognitive behavioral therapy, to try to figure out what was wrong with me. And my therapist asked me to do this as a homework assignment, to write out every memory that I have of my past. So I did that, wrote out all the memories of my past, and when I went back there, she's like, well, you don't really have a lot of positive memories. I'm like, I didn't really think anything different about it. I didn't question it. That's just what she had me do. So it will be interesting to find. And then obviously I had to work through all that. We went through whole sessions upon sessions of working through why I had all these negative memories and no positive ones. And that's a story for another time. We definitely don't have time for all that right here, Gemini, right now. And I'll give little tidbit informations along I feel like I went through my journey to help other people along their journey. Okay? So I feel like in creating this channel and creating this website that I'm doing, I'm able to, all the stuff that I made it through, I didn't go through for nothing. I refuse to allow that to happen. And I'm always inclined to share with people who want to know. Okay? But the first thing that I did to get to the point that I am today, to be able to share with people about my past, is write out a timeline of all the memories that you have, and start from when you were way little, the very first memory that you can even remember, and then work your way up. That's the first step. The second step is going to be going through each of those memories and processing and really just diving deep, asking the proper questions. But let's do the homework first. So for those of you inclined, on the next weekend video or coming up, I will give instructions for Geminis to what the next step of that mapping out your destiny is. But the first step is writing out this timeline. So take some time and write out the timeline, dig deep. Fairy Tarot. We have the Hanged Man again. This card in this deck symbolizes a change in the way that you're looking at the situation, a change in your perspective. Taking a pause, taking a break from people, places, and things that are no longer serving, to really go through this self-discovery, self-healing process. Okay? Be practical with how you proceed in this situation. Anything is possible. Okay? So your next steps are going to be pertinent in this movement forward. Okay? I do want to say one thing. There is a need to let go of people, places, and things that are no longer serving. So if there's any negative situations you find yourself in, don't entertain it. Just take a step back. Don't allow yourself to be drawn into the negativity. Try to stay positive. If people are trying to be negative towards you, just take a step back. Like, I don't have time to deal with this. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you feel abandoned, but I have things that I'm working through myself. Okay, so another time is probably better. Be cautious. I feel like you're very sensitive to emotions right now. You're very, your intuition is heightened, especially since we just had the new moon and we're manifesting a lot of our thoughts. So pay attention to your thoughts, how you're feeling about a situation, how certain people may be making you feel. There may be somebody who is kind of in a player type of energy that tries to come in and sweep you off your feet. So try to stay grounded in this emotional experience. Don't allow yourself to be swept off. Okay, stay grounded. So let's get this psychic tarot out here. Balance. Stand your ground. Partnerships and alliances. And then we have solar plexus chakra and throat chakra that came out over here. I'll put these over here because I feel like when chakra cards come out in this deck, it symbolizes there's a need for balance within your chakras. There's balance being brought back into your life through this situation. When this balance card comes up in the psychic tarot, this card symbolizes justice. Okay, justice in original tarot symbolizes balance being brought back into, even legal matters being won in your favor. In this deck, it symbolizes a lifestyle adjustment may be required, okay, in order to bring in balance, change of perspective. I feel like that's exactly what this reading is about. Is there's a need to, once you go through this healing process, Gemini, and heal these inner conflicts, these childhood traumas, your perspective is going to change to where you're not going to need to have walls up. You're not going to need to keep your guard up in every situation, because you're going to be able to see exactly what is for you, what's not working for you, and you're not going to be afraid to set the boundary and walk away. So take some time with this process, okay? It's going to be worth it going through the self-discovery, self-healing process. I am in the process of making a video course for the self-discovery process, but it's not going to be ready for another month or so. So I don't suggest waiting for that. I suggest going in and doing the work. There's already YouTube videos out there. There's already websites out there about self-discovery, self-healing. This reading is really the basis of that. Okay? I feel like standing your ground, setting these boundaries is going to bring in these secure partnerships, these firm alliances. Okay? But going through this process is going to be pertinent to get there. So, Gemini, that is the message that I have for you for this weekend. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And I look forward to seeing your beautiful souls again soon. Namaste.